What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here, and joining me once again is my buddy Tim from Pro Wrestling Unlimited. What's going on, man?
Not much. We're just here. We're going to talk about Royal Rumble because we're about to kick off the road to WrestleMania. So I can't wait to hear what you have to say and talk about it all because, yeah, one of the funnest times of the year.
Absolutely. Well, first off, thank you again for making the last minute help for this predictions for the Royal Rumble. Yeah, so here we are. We're recording literally hours before the Royal Rumble. Yes, it is Saturday morning, my time out here on the West Coast. And yeah, in a few hours will be the Royal Rumble, the 2025 Royal Rumble. And as Tim just mentioned, it's going to lead into WrestleMania season. The road to WrestleMania starts today. Super exciting. It's one of the big four pay-per-views, or excuse me, PLEs for WWE, the traditional ones. And yes, super exciting. I meant to do this prediction video earlier in the week, but just, very busy with work-related stuff. And then I was like, you know what? At this point, let me go watch the take-home episode of SmackDown, see what happens there, if there's any last-minute clues, any last-minute changes, additions, whatever the case may be. Reflect on that and do like literally a last-minute predictions video for Royal Rumble. So a lot of stuff to talk about. First off, it's just a busy week in general. Over the last 7 days, WWE had their second version or second month. I don't know what's the right term, but Saturday night's main event last Saturday that was on Peacock and on NBC, and then another episode of Raw on Netflix, the go home episode on Raw there, and then SmackDown last night. So a lot of stuff to talk about. So yes, if you're watching this video, this is going to be our predictions video, just going over the 4 matches for the Royal Rumble. And Tim, I'm kind of surprised they didn't have added like a 5th match here. I know, Triple H and the Triple H era, even going back to the TakeOver days, he's always been a fan of like 5 matches per show. I thought maybe we'll get like 5 matches here tonight, but no, it's still just 4 only. The 2 Rumble matches and then the world title match with Cody and Kevin Owens and a tag match. But yeah, how are you feeling about just 4 matches only for tonight?
Well, I think doing just the 4 matches is kind of telling us that these matches are getting time. We know both Rumbles are going to go at least, an hour 6 to an hour 10 each. Cody and Kevin, that's got to go 20-25. The 2 out of 3 falls matches got to be 15-20. So it's like these matches, I think them doing the 4 matches, I think everyone's going to get time. And it's WWE, so 2 out of 3 falls, they're going to go to that 3rd fall. And it's not going to be like first fall in 2 minutes, second fall in another 4 minutes.
That'd be hysterical.
12.
Yeah, that'd be hysterical if it gets done.
2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah, it's a 2-0 sweep in like less than 5 minutes. Yeah. That would be hysterical if they did that. I mean, that's obviously a true sign to like cut for time or something like that. But so let's just jump right into this. So yes, 4 matches. Let me just bring up my notes here. I'll tell you what, let's start with the individual matches, save the Rumble matches last. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. The 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWE Tag Team Championship. So these are the belts that we see on SmackDown. The current champions DIY taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. 2 out of 3 falls match. I'll just start off by saying this. One, I'm excited for this match because on SmackDown, I feel like the tag team division over the last few months has actually been showing us some actual storylines, time devoted to the tag team division there. Compared to Raw, unfortunately, they haven't done much there. I mean, the Judgment Day, they had those tag titles for a long time, and defended it twice, if I remember correct. Not much there, and then they just dropped it to the War Raiders a few weeks ago. And then, I mean, the War Raiders, they were helping out Damian Priest for a bit before he switched over to SmackDown. But still, not a lot of time storyline devoted to the tag titles over on the Raw brand. However, on SmackDown, you've been seeing various things go on the last couple months, going back to, Motor City Machine Guns win it on their first night on, was it their first night on SmackDown or second show on
second?
Second. That initial match when they debuted in the following week, they had the match, 2 matches in one night where they beat the Bloodline, took the titles off them.
So
and
technically 3rd match then. It would have been second night, 3rd match.
Exactly. So they had the tag titles there, and then they Street Profits, DIY, all these tag teams were kind of going after them. And so the last couple months, there's been quite a bit of different storylines playing out over on SmackDown. And eventually led to Street Profits, I know, getting attacked, everyone questioning who attacked them. Come to find out, it was DIY. Other people were trying to make up stories saying it was another tag team. Pretty Deadly was saying it was someone else. Paulo Cruz jumped out and said no, it was not it was Legado. It was DIY. So a lot of stuff's been going on there. We get to this point now. DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns. I'm excited just because, one, obviously DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, two of the all-time greats from the NXT world, the old school black and gold era for NXT, to take many takeovers they've done together. And Motor City Machine Guns, arguably one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And they've only been in WWE for less than 6 months now at this point. And I think for all four participants here, I think this is going to be their biggest match ever, as far as most people watching them in the stadium, Lucas Oil Stadium in Indy. Over 60,000 people. I know 65. Wow. I know Motor City Machine Guns, they've wrestled at the Tokyo Dome, Wrestle Kingdom in the past, and that's a full house, a lot of people, a lot of eyeballs there. But this is, I think, their biggest match as far as attendance goes. So I guess I'll turn to you first. What do you think about the build so far for this match? And who's kind of your early favorites to win this whole thing?
The one thing people I don't know if they just forgot or haven't really been mentioning is Motor City Machine Guns, when they won that number one contender match right before winning the tag titles, they beat DIY. That was that number one contender match. It was Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. So it's like, they've already got a big win over DIY. Then last night, Saban got the win in the 8-man tag team match. But I think if you look at everything, I think DIY will retain the titles tonight. That's my prediction. Also, you mentioned Apollo Crews. I don't know if you heard, he's out with some sort of an injury from that Johnny Gargano match.
Oh, no. Okay. Hopefully he's okay.
He took like a lung blower from Johnny Gargano and then grabbed his shoulder and pec area immediately. And so they're getting him tested and stuff, and they're not sure exactly what it is. But it was one of those, and this is something that people have been talking about a lot in WWE as far as injuries, because we've had 3 big ones in the last month or so. It's, you got to look at the way people are selling things, because you can do regular wrestling selling, but you don't take a lung blower and then grab your shoulder. That's when you know something's up.
Okay. That's unfortunate. Just Apollo Crews, he got called. He had his time on the main roster, went back to NXT, had a great run there, gets called back up. Him and Baron Corbin, looks like they're trying to do something together. Baron Corbin gets released, and then he's just been kind of floating around, doing a lot of backstage segments and very little in-ring work on TV. And so that's unfortunate. One of the very few matches he does get on TV gets injured. So whatever the case may be, wish him a speedy recovery. But DIY, I've enjoyed the heel turn. So if you go back to last summer, they won the titles, the tag titles. Great match there. Call back to their takeover win years ago. And then unfortunately, they barely had it for over a month, or it was 40 days. They dropped it to the Bloodline. Bloodline had it the new Bloodline had it for a bit. And then ultimately Motor City Machine Guns come in after being signed, win them off their second night on working for the company. And I like the kind of story they were trying to tell with, the history between Alex Shelley and Johnny Gargano, that they're longtime friends going back to indie days and whatnot. And ultimately, Ciampa was going more down this heel route and was trying to encourage Johnny to follow along with him. Johnny was hesitant, and he's trying to be respectful to Motor City Machine Guns, stay a babyface. But ultimately, Johnny turned as well on Alex Shelley. And then DIY won the tag titles that way. And so DIY's going heels now, which I'm all for, because I think, unfortunately, they just got a little stale as baby faces. They weren't doing much with DIY. They were trying to do individual singles runs for both of them. They weren't being used. Bring them back together as a tag team. Starting to do some stuff, but they weren't doing too much. And then going heel, it's okay, now I think they're having more fun personalities again, showing their personalities. So I'm enjoying that part of this. And Motor City Machine Guns are, want those tag titles back after losing them to DIY. So as far as the match goes, you're right. I think DIY just won these titles not too long ago, a few weeks ago now. I want them to have a longer run than their initial run they had last summer before the new Bloodline took it off them. So that's why I'm going to say DIY wins here as well. Just so extend the tag title reign for them, at least through WrestleMania season. So I'm with you. I think you're right. I think it's going to go the full 3 falls. I'm sure probably the heels DIY will get the first win or first fall. Mostly machine guns will get the second fall, and then I think DIY picks up the third one or their second one to win there. And it's going to be incredible. I think it's going to be just a lot of fun. I think we're going to get a lot of, I won't say callbacks, but this will probably be the most NXT takeover style match that we'll get on the main roster. I'm sure these guys are going to bring it. DIY are going to do a lot of cool stuff they used to do at the takeover shows. And then Motor City Machine Guns, they're just tremendous wrestlers as well. So I'm sure they're going to be able to keep up with DIY. No problem there. So I'm looking forward to this match. And what happens next, it's going to be interesting because we saw on SmackDown.
Bloodline.
Yeah, so there's a lot. I like how they planted a lot of little Easter eggs over the last couple weeks. Street Profits, they've been off TV for a while because they got beat up, attacked. So whenever they do come back, they're going to be pissed, want revenge. And then Legado, they were tagging with Motor City Machine Guns, but they're still heels here. So they walked away last night. So I think they're making a case for a tag title opportunity at some point. Pretty Deadly, who were working with DIY, trying to go along and put the blame of Street Profits attack on someone else. And in return, DIY was going to give them a tag title opportunity. But they turned their backs on DIY last night after Ciampa got kicked one of them in the face. They got pissed off. They walked away. So, Pretty Deadly, would you say, was that like a babyface turn last night for them?
Oh, no. No, it was just more of just them reassuring to us, hey, no one's going to interfere. They told DIY, go do it yourself. And now we know we're going to get a clean match for the most part, probably.
And then, as you mentioned, the new blood. Well, I don't even call them new bloodline because they're.
Well, I don't know because Solo's gone now.
Yeah.
Jacob and Tama Tonga. And so
eyeballing.
So that segment last night with Tama Tonga looking at the tag titles. I didn't see the tag title sitting there at first. I just see the guy over there by the big trunk with all the merch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is this guy? And why is Tama Tonga about to go beat him up? I'm like, well, who is this guy? Is this like a indie wrestler I don't know, like an extra guy? He's about to get thrown into a big crate.
He wanted the new Jacob Fatu shirt.
Right. And then Tama Tonga walks over. He just looks at the tag titles, goes, Donnie Thornberry.
He has not. I don't think has he even said like a full sentence in months on TV. Like, I'm just thinking.
It's been a little while. Why does he need to talk when he's got Jacob Fatu there cutting fire promos?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
Right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait.
Okay. Well, no, I was gonna say. So DIY comes up and they quickly take the titles. Like, what are you looking at them for? So.
Yeah.
Coming out of this match, there's a lot of different directions they can go for DIY as far as trying to keep those titles, different tag teams coming after them. So that's why I think DIY is going to win here. And then there's going to be a lot of different tag teams coming after them over the next couple months, as far as probably leading up to Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania season as well. So I'm excited for that.
Multi-team tag title match at WrestleMania?
Probably. Oh, you know that. They try to get as many bodies as they can on the WrestleMania shows. And so, I could totally see a fatal 4-way ladder match or something for the tag titles. Because they did that last year. They had the 4-way tag title match at WrestleMania last year that
it's how they split the belt in the ladder match.
Split the belt, that's right. Because then Judgment Day took one and Grayson Waller and Austin Theory took the other one. That's right. So I'm sure same thing. They'll do another fatal 4-way for the tag titles, ladder match. But
then we can get WrestleMania 33 again, and the Hardys can show up randomly because of that TNA partnership.
Which we need another episode next week. I want to go in depth conversation about that partnership with TNA and WWE. I do have a lot of thoughts about that. I'm excited for it. So we'll save that for me for next week.
Because I haven't been able to talk in depth on it either. So.
Okay, great, perfect. Yeah, let's bookmark that for next week. It. So, all right, the other match let's talk about here: Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed WWE Championship in a ladder match against Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens,
Kevin is defending his belt as well.
He's the WWE Wing Eagle champion. Which, okay, the last 6 weeks I've been loving the storyline played out between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. It's been picking up a lot. Going back to the first Saturday night's main event, the re-debut, the reboot of it back in mid-December, Cody Rhodes took on Kevin Owens for the title. For nostalgia, I guess you could say Cody Rhodes came out with the Winged Eagle Championship. It's something people have been wanting him to do for a long time. Triple H had it was a Twitter video he shared a few days before that Saturday night's main event, and it was like opening up a briefcase and it glowed, and it was like the Winged Eagle Championship he got to walk out with. So for nostalgia's sake, that's what I love about Saturday night's main event so far. These last two that they've done in the reboot era, if you want to call it that, it's definitely a great throwback nostalgia of how Saturday night's main event was presented in the 80s and early 90s. Just everything about it, I love it. The graphics, the ramp, the stage production, the ring ropes, the red, white, and blue. Jesse Ventura on commentary. Now is it the Okerland or Okerlund setup?
Well, it's Gene Okerlund, so I assume it's the Okerlund position.
But some people are saying, like, I think, was it Cole or Tessitore mispronounced it, said Okerland. So I think
maybe it's however you say his name.
Yeah,
like,
No, it's Okerlund. Lund. Yeah. But some people were like, is it Land? Land? Like
no, it's play off his last name. Oh, like you have the gorilla position for Gorilla Monsoon. Well, now you have the Okerlund position for Gene Okerlund. Yeah,
I love that. So yeah, Mean Gene. I love that they've been using that. They used it again last night on SmackDown for Pat McAfee and Michael Cole.
Confused me before we saw Cole standing there. And you just hear Cole's voice. I'm like,
yes.
We know Joe's in the building. He did a Twitter video earlier today.
Yeah. So I love they bring back the Gene Okerlund position and use that more. I think it's just a great visual with the crowd behind them. They need to do that more often. So Cody Rhodes retained the championship at Saturday night's main event in December. He cheated, and I know Jesse the Body Ventura was very vocal. He cheated to retain the championship.
Jesse's been vocal in both matches he called because he could not stop talking about that ref screwing Sheamus.
But Braun Breaker did nothing wrong. He put his foot on the rope, but Jesse was like, "Oh, how dare the ref didn't see that? That's not fair." Like, no, it was a okay break. It was fine. So yeah, Jesse was like, I think trying to find something to call out and like just dwell on it. It's like, okay, Jesse, calm down.
It's Jesse Ventura. He's got to find a conspiracy in something.
I know exactly. So, so yeah, going back to Saturday night's main event, Cody, looked down at the table, or excuse me, the chair in the ring, did the crossroads on it when the ref was down. The second ref bump that happened in that match. And Cody Rhodes retained the championship. Kevin Owens was pissed and did a package pile driver on him, sent him off in the ambulance at that point that night. And Kevin Owens, ever since then, grabbed the Winged Eagle title and has been walking around with it. He says, I'm the true champion. Cody cheated to win. I'm the real champion. And I love, I think a lot of people thought the Winged Eagle title was only going to be used for that one night only. I love it's been on TV.
He said. We could only have this for one night. When he gave it to Cody, he said it. We could only have it for one night.
And I love it's been on TV, social media, everything for the last 5-6 weeks. So it's been great nostalgia. I have my little toy version over here. So I love this. I love seeing that Winged Eagle Championship on TV every single week. Thank you, Kevin Owens, for that. Just great nostalgia for me as a kid. Excuse me, when I first fell in love with WWE, watched that my early years of watching WWF at the time, all the champions had that title. So it's a great callback here. And then, Cody came back. It's funny though, Cody and Randy Orton both had package pile drivers. Cody Rhodes came back, I think the following week, and Randy Orton's been selling it for months.
But you got to do the whole thing of Randy came back from a back and neck injury. Randy's older than Cody. Randy's got the lingering stuff. So I can see Randy showing up tonight, though.
Yes, exactly. Which I think that's one of the surprises tonight. And last week in Saturday night's main event, they had the big contract signing for this, and because poor Nick Aldis, was it the night before or the week before, he was trying to get their signatures on the contract, and no one was paying attention or taking him seriously. I wish Nick Aldis, man, he's still an active wrestler. technically.
He can go.
Yeah, I think he should be getting their face and be like, I'm gonna put you in the what was his finisher? Was it the Clover? It was like a Clover. It was like
Texas
the
Clover leaf.
Yeah, Texas Clover. I mean, let me see. What's Nick?
But basically, he just said, I'm tired of dealing with your guys' crap. I'm going to let somebody else do it now.
Yeah, so
it was a way to just throw Shawn Michaels on a show in San Antonio.
Yeah, exactly. So it led to like, okay, we're doing contract signing. And yeah, Shawn Michaels will officiate it, look it over. Yeah. So yeah, that happened last weekend. And I just love Kevin Owens comes out with his title, Cody with his title. Here's my thing. For this, I know it's pro wrestling. You gotta suspend disbelief to a certain extent and just like enjoy the ride that they're on. I do that. I'm a big fan of like just enjoy what's on TV. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze. If anyone who's listened to me long enough over the years, I don't dwell on all these little details and stuff like the internet wrestling community tries to on Twitter and all that stuff. However, my one little issue here is Kevin Owens walking around with the Winged Eagle Championship. Like I said, I love it just for the nostalgia. It looks great on TV. It looks nice and shiny and beautiful on HD TV. However, Cody, when he came back, he was wearing the current undisputed WWE Championship, the current design, the current belt. If I was Cody, at some point, I would just grab the microphone and says, Kevin, you're just an idiot now holding a replica title. There's no weight to it.
Commentary. Cole keeps saying it on commentary. It's just a replica belt.
Yeah, at this point, it's like when Cody returned the following week and had the current title back on him, Kevin Owens just looks like a psychopath now, just walking around with the title saying he's the champion. He just sounds like a crazy person at this point. So, yes, I do know Cole did acknowledge it, but, you know, hypothetically, he has... Like Cody Rhodes being like, Kevin, you're just walking around here with the title. I mean, you go to a WWE show, how many fans walk around with their replica titles? Kevin Owens is no better than them. He's just one of the, he's just like a fan at this point. So
right.
I love, you know, realistically in a real world situation, it doesn't make sense that Kevin Owens is walking around with this replica claiming he's champion. He's just being goofy at this point. But I wish Cody would say, Kevin, you're just walking around with a replica. You're not the real champion. Stop it. I don't need to wrestle you anymore.
Yeah.
But technically, Cody, you know, he's a fighting champion. He wants revenge for the package pile driver, and he wants another match with Kevin Owens. And he wants a match, and that's what led to this ladder match. He wants a match with Kevin Owens where, because Kevin's big thing was like he had the 2 ref bumps. He's like, if those ref bumps didn't happen, I would be champion. So Cody Rhodes is like, all right. Let's do a match where the ref has no effect on the outcome. Let's do a ladder match. And that's what ultimately led to the ladder match here, stipulation. So I get that. I'm all for that. But
well, Cody's other thing was, I want a match where the ref can't stop me for what I'm going to do to you.
True. Exactly. So it's going to be exciting, this ladder match. I'm excited for it. So last weekend on Saturday night's main event, Shawn Michaels comes out, as you said, hometown boy.
Old sweaty Shawn.
In San Antonio. And, I like the promo there. Like Kevin Owens once again explained, like, listen, you know, you worked with Roman Reigns, you turned your back on me. Like Kevin Owens' claim for hating on Cody for the last few months, turning on him when he beat him up at Bad Blood after that PLE in the parking lot, and his anger, he's justified from his standpoint. He's like, we were friends. And, you know, you made me wrestle you the first time last year when I didn't want to, I wasn't ready. And you say I always take the easy way out. However, when you had a busted knee or whatever his injury was that first time they wrestled, he's like, I could have attacked that, but I didn't. I held back. I like that little detail that they brought back, reference that again. I like that, all that stuff. And then Cody Rhodes, you know, had his response. And then Shawn Michaels said, Kevin, you're just jealous of him. and it led to like Kevin Owens getting up and getting Shawn Michaels' face, and then Cody super kicked him, and then Shawn Michaels super kicked Kevin Owens, and this led to a lot of debate online. I was going to ask you, what do you think? Do you think that was a good way to end that contract signing? Because I know some people are saying they make Kevin Owens look really weak leading into this match. However, I get it from an entertainment standpoint. You have Shawn Michaels hometown, San Antonio. You bring him out there. What better way to make him look good? Giving a super kick to Kevin Owens. I'm sure Kevin Owens, the wrestling fan, was super excited to take a super kick from one of the all-time greats, Kevin Owens, or Shawn Michaels.
Word is the 10 years he's been in WWE, he's asked Shawn a couple times, let's do a match. And Shawn's always like, I'm done. I'm retired. I ain't wrestling again.
Oh my God. So Kevin Owens, he's got to wrestle Stone Cold and take a super kick, or take a stunner from Stone Cold and take a super kick from Shawn Michaels. So he must be super happy. So what I'm getting at here is, like, was this a lost opportunity to get more heat on Kevin Owens? Would have been better if maybe he took out Shawn Michaels, took out Cody Rhodes, stand tall, holding the title, and to add more heat for the bad guy leading into this match.
So going into it, I was like, ooh, cool thing would be if Shawn takes a pile driver. But then I was like, Shawn ain't going to take a bump. Shawn ain't bumping. So it's like, I get that. Like, they teased it, which I thought was cool. And then Cody saves him.
Yeah.
But as far as, like, did it hurt Kevin Owens taking the super kick? I don't think so, because he's the heel. And the heel sometimes gets thwarted in his dastardly plans and still looks okay in the chase, especially because it's Kevin Owens and he could talk his way out of everything. I loved how, like, 3 times he would put the mic down, he'd go to grab the pen, and he'd grab the mic again and go, wait, I gotta say this, and then he'd put the mic down. And so I'm like, Kevin Owens is great, awesome. I don't think it hurt him whatsoever. And then we saw the great promos he's had with Sami Zayn, great promo he had last night with CM Punk, telling CM Punk, you know, you've never main evented Mania, I've main evented twice. But then Punk brings up, but you've lost 5 title matches at the Royal Rumble and you're going into another one.
So let's talk about the other stuff that's been going on leading up to this match. So Kevin Owens has been approaching his best friend, Sami Zayn, who, I got to talk to Sami Zayn back in December, and I asked him at that time, listen, we see Kevin Owens attacking Cody Rhodes for aligning and helping out Roman Reigns. You've done the same thing technically when it came to War Games and reuniting the OG bloodline. Are you concerned for Kevin Owens coming after you at some point? And he said he knows what he did, and he said he'll address it when that time comes. Well, now jump ahead a few weeks later. They've crossed paths a couple times, and Kevin Owens, he told them, listen, I love you, man. We've had great matches. We have history together. What better way to, like, celebrate that is to main event a WrestleMania together, you and I wrestling each other for the WWE Championship. However, in order for that to happen, I need to win the WWE title from Cody Rhodes. So he's more or less asking Sami Zayn, help him win the title at Royal Rumble, and then Sami can win the Royal Rumble and they can face each other in the main event. So Sami's been kind of at, like, you could tell they're trying to build up, like, this internal turmoil as far as, like, do I help my best friend? And I'm sure in his mind, maybe this is the right, the wrong, in Kevin Owens' head, that, like, I align myself with Roman Reigns. Maybe he'll forget about that or forgive me if I help him win the title. Last couple Raws, we saw Drew and Seth fight. Sami comes in the ring, goes for a haluva kick. Drew gets out of the way. He kicks Seth Rollins in the face. And then on Raw this week, he comes in and haluva kicks Cody Rhodes in the face. 2 top baby faces, and, like, Sami's like, it was an accident, I'm sorry. But people are like, whoa, hey, what are you trying to do here? Are you trying to, are you showing some heel tendencies there? So there's a lot. I love that there's a lot of outside influence, I guess you could say, turmoil going on leading into this match here. How do you think, Sami Zayn's going to play into this? Do you think he's going to have any involvement, or they're just going to say that for after Rumble? Where's your head kind of leaning to where Sami's character is going to go next?
So I don't think Sami plays into anything during the match, but I think either on that 2-hour pre-show we're getting, I think it's 2 hours, something like that, either on the pre-show or depending on where the match is on the card, before that, we get some sort of a altercation. Maybe not altercation is the wrong word. We get some sort of a meeting backstage or somewhere in the building of Kevin going up to Sami and either just nonchalantly going, do the right thing, or, hey, help out a friend. Something for Kevin to kind of be like, you got my back, right?
Yeah.
But then I don't think Sami shows up. And then that leads to Kevin maybe, after he loses, my prediction right now, Kevin Owens is not winning this match. He'll be 0-6 at Royal Rumble in title matches.
Yeah.
And I think then afterwards, either A, we get, like, on a SmackDown or a Raw in the next couple of weeks, hey, why didn't you help me? Why this, that? Or if they really want to build, because they've kind of teased it, this Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn feud for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Kevin comes out and pulls Sami out of the Rumble.
Yeah. So that's the thing here is I think Sami Zayn does not help Kevin Owens. I'm with you. So yeah, my answer: Cody Rhodes retains tonight, wins the title, and then that feels more fire for Kevin Owens. It's like, whoa, dude, you didn't help me win the championship off Cody Rhodes. That's on top of you helping out Roman Reigns last year with the OG Bloodline reunion. You really effed me over as a friend. I thought you were my best friend, and that's enough fuel right there as heel Kevin Owens to attack Sami Zayn and leads to a WrestleMania match. However, we've seen that before. We've seen them fight each other at WrestleMania. Was it in 2021? Remember, Logan Paul was sitting ringside. They fought each other at WrestleMania.
In a singles match?
Yeah, 1-on-1. 2021, WrestleMania 2021. And remember, it was Logan Paul was sitting ringside. This before he made his debut the following year in Dallas.
I'm looking this up.
All right, I'm not going crazy, am I?
We did, yeah. I totally forgot that was a singles match.
Right?
All I remember is, I'm just saying right now, I forgot Kevin was involved. All I remember is Sami Zayn and Logan Paul being involved in this.
Yes.
I totally forgot it was Kevin Owens.
So they technically did have a WrestleMania match together, which a lot of people at that time were happy for them because obviously their long history as friends wrestling against each other for years in Ring of Honor, NXT. So that was a big moment for them 4 years ago. So I guess it'd be a different situation now because it'd be Sammy as the babyface now and Kevin as the heel versus 4 years ago. It was the other way around. So I don't know. I mean, we'll know they'll deliver a hell of a match, but I guess, it could be a different story 4 years later. So I guess that could be the WrestleMania match for the two of them. There's a lot of callback there on top of last year when Kevin Owens was there, in the gorilla position, cheering on Sami Zayn before he beat Gunther. And 2 years ago, they won the tag titles again in night one main event. So I guess that's the thinking. Maybe they can have a WrestleMania match, and there's so much new history in the last few years to tap into and reference. So, I'm with you. Then Cody Rhodes retains, and we'll find out what he does next. And Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn can go off into their own program from there. Randy Orton, we just talked about. Do you think he gets involved in this match or just returns in the Rumble?
That's a good one because I didn't think about him getting involved in this match. I just thought, Orton will probably show up in the Rumble. But there is a good chance, actually, now that you mention it. I didn't, for some reason, that just slipped my mind. Orton could help Cody. I didn't think about that, but think of it's a no DQ match, ladder match. There's no rules. So it's like someone could show up. Everyone's going to think it might be Sammy, and then it's Randy. But then does that hurt if Randy's also in the Rumble? Does that hinder? Because I think based off of what they teased yesterday at the kickoff show, I think the men's Rumble goes on last. I haven't heard that or seen any reports yet. But they teased Tyrese Halliburton being in, and Tyrese Halliburton has a basketball game at the same time the Rumble starts. So he would, if he's gonna be in the men's Rumble as Triple H teased, it'd have to be the main event match. He'd have to go late in that men's Rumble too. So it's like if the men's Rumble is going on after this match and not opening the show, would that hurt Randy being a surprise in the men's Rumble though? That's my thing. That's why I think probably not.
And the stadium, I think, is like a mile apart from the football stadium.
It's like down the road and to the right or something.
Like I said, I've been to the football stadium and walking around, that whole area, everything's pretty close to each other. So does he get a police escort in his basketball uniform? Right, he leaves the court.
He said, "I'm gonna beat the Hawks, jump in the shower, take the fastest shower I've ever had, and run across the street." That's what he said.
Okay, right on.
He's like, "I'm not gonna miss this. I'm gonna go there no matter what to watch this show."
Well, I anticipate, let's say either Sammy or Randy gets involved in this match. Kevin Owens can easily come out and cost them their Rumble match and eliminate them somehow. I think that could happen. Hell, I wonder if, let's say if Kevin loses, could he enter into the Rumble as well right after? That'd be hilarious.
Yes, because we've seen Roman Reigns do it. When he lost at Royal Rumble one year, I forget what year it was. I think it's 2016. He lost to Kevin Owens with the Universal title on the line and then showed up in the Royal Rumble. So it is possible. Also, according to Google Maps, it's a 16-minute walk for a normal person from Gainbridge Fieldhouse to Lucas Oil Stadium.
But if you have police escort, it could be like 30 seconds, or 2 minutes, a 2-minute drive.
An 8-minute drive with moderate traffic.
But police escort, you can cut it in half. So, all right, let's jump into the women's Royal Rumble match here. They announced let's see, 14 entrants. So Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Laya Valkyria, Ivy Nile, Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Zelina Vega, Candice LeRae, and Piper Niven. And yes, Nia Jax announced originally her goal was to win the title off Rhea Ripley at Saturday Night's Main Event, and then win the Rumble and get her revenge on Tiffany Stratton and become a double champion. Obviously did not happen. She lost to Rhea Ripley at Saturday Night's Main Event. Great match, by the way. For 8 minutes, they were going all out. Like what Rhea did a code red and a Hurricanrana.
So there are 2 women. So usually you go Nia Jax match. Ooh. There are 2 women Nia can have a good match with.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley and surprisingly, Naomi. Every Naomi match she has is really, really good.
Yep.
And then Naomi goes and has a random match the next week and like botches 2-3 moves. So I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just that they just got some great chemistry together. So
that family ties.
Exactly. So Bayley, she's been on TV, she won last year. She was the Iron Woman last year, going over an hour. She wants to win back-to-back Royal Rumbles and, get back the title that she lost. Well, actually, I guess she's on Raw now, so she's part of the transfer window. She's on Raw. But yeah, you can go to any...
You can challenge for any belt.
Yeah, any belt. Which, real quick, before we forget, Tiffany Stratton, her cash-in a few weeks ago, that was an awesome cash-in. Yes. She fooled everyone and was able to pick up the wins. I just want to acknowledge Tiffany Stratton. That's one of the greatest cash-ins ever, just playing both the heels and baby faces, ultimately just to look out for herself, take care of herself to win the title. What'd you think of her cash-in that night?
So everyone knew she was going to end up cashing in on Nia eventually. I didn't know when. Everyone's like, oh, Saturday Night's Main Event, or they'll do it this and that, whatnot. But when the night they did it, I was like, oh, fake cash in for distraction, this, that. And then when she just hit her with the briefcase on the back when she was trying to do the Annihilator to Bianca, I was like, oh, here we go. And that was, I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome. Like, probably the best way they could have done it.
Yeah, exactly. It made her look strong, and she outsmarted everyone. She looked like she was going to help Nia and Candice that night, so help the heels. And then Bianca, did her finisher, and then she took out Bianca. So she took out the baby faces and then outsmarted the heels for the win. So it was a tremendous cash in. I'm just really happy for her, and see what she's going to do next. So Charlotte Flair.
Now, question real fast.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to talk any of the potential spoilers? Are we going spoiler territory? Like, who's in town, who's rumored, this, that, or are we keeping this straight and narrow?
I'm like, pardon me, I'm like, F it. Who cares? It's day of. Royal Rumble's going to be happening in a few hours. We could do that. So we'll do that in a second. So, Charlotte Flair, they've been obviously running video packages the last few weeks, hyping her up. She's coming back. And then just flat out.
He's her dad now. Flying, limousine riding, yacht floating.
Was it WrestleVote said that's going to be kind of the emphasis of her character now? And at the return,
so,
it's like
they have this new shirt for her, and it says "Top Girl" on it. Mm-hmm. So she's this rich bougie. She's basically her dad in female form now.
Cool. Okay. Which is, he's one of the all-time greats, and that's one of the greatest characters ever. So yeah, I'm all for it. Embrace that and her legacy as being a Flair. So, and then with the video packages, which by the way, amazingly shot, beautifully shot cinematically. And
I have one gripe about those video packages.
What's that?
So whenever someone wants something to come off like bougie or like over the top, like rich fancy, a lot of editors like to put this weird haze and glow over everything. Oh. And I'm like, oh, you got this on the entire video. All 3 that we've seen. And I was like, that's one thing as a editor myself. And when I look at stuff like that, I'm just like, that's one thing that gets me where it's like a lot of people, it doesn't matter to them. To me, it makes most of the shots almost look out of focus.
Gotcha. Okay, I hear you. So yeah, they just flat out announced Charlotte Flair's return. Like it wasn't not a surprise return at the Rumble. They just flat out announced it weeks out.
Well, I think just like Penta, everyone expected Penta's coming in. Why keep it a secret if everybody is expecting it and kind of knows?
Cool. Yeah. And she looks great, tremendous shape, and she's definitely one of the early favorites right now. Naomi and Bianca Belair, obviously they're the women's tag team champions right now.
Which of those 2 attacked Jade?
Yeah, that's the story. Like at this point, we know Jade Cargill got attacked a couple months ago now. Naomi came in to make the save as far as keep the titles on them and offered her to take Jade's spot in the women's tag team. But at first she's like, I need to earn it. So they won a match together. And then she's like, okay, now I can officially hold that title with you, Bianca. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Naomi's the one that attacked Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Because, and everyone's like, oh, maybe it's Bianca. But Bianca was wrestling that night when Jade got attacked. She left the match. It was for the U.S. title tournament. Ran to the back to help Jade. And that's how she got eliminated from her match.
Or was it Naomi that did the attack, but are the two working in cahoots? Or are they in on it together?
That's true as well. Yeah. So I'm thinking here Naomi did it because you think about it, because the three of them did a lot together. They all tagged together at last year's WrestleMania. From Naomi's perspective, as a heel, I'm sure she can come up with the defense. She was the odd woman out. She was the third wheel. It was always Bianca and Jade working together. Never like enough attention for me, or you guys won tag titles, not me. And so I'm sure Naomi can build a case if she does turn heel.
Because there's that, and then there's the, Jade, the new shiny toy. I've been here since 2014, and what have I gotten? 2 title opportunities for the SmackDown Women's title, and so it's like she can play off that one as well. It's like, you come in, you're the shiny new toy because of the way you look at this and that and so forth. And so it's a jealousy thing, like you were saying.
Exactly, and I'm sure Naomi, once you go heel, it could be a fresh character restart, and she could kind of maybe tap into some different personality traits to present on TV that can kind of freshen up her character, because she's been kind of doing the same thing for years. Even her first run, and then when she left and went off to TNA, became a TNA women's champion, came back. It's still all just the same presentation, the glow and everything, the dance and all that stuff, which is great. It's fun for the kids and everyone to watch, very entertaining stuff. However, it does run its course. So maybe turning heel, she could do a whole new presentation, which could be a lot of fun, and maybe lead to, that could be the program for Bianca Belair and Naomi for WrestleMania. That's if Bianca does not win. I know a lot of people maybe anticipate maybe Bianca does win, can challenge Rhea Ripley, because wasn't it last year they had that little stare off backstage one night, which they never talked about for months. But I think that's the big, like, 2 homegrown WWE talents, like 2 of the best athletes in that women's roster of the newer era, Bianca versus Rhea. That could be a big money match for WrestleMania. Well, then,
also, if you think back, I think it was 2023. Rhea was supposed to challenge Bianca for the title, and Rhea got pulled due to injury.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so they've been wanting to do this match. It's just a point of when can we get it done?
And remember, they all showed up to NXT one night years ago. It was her, Bianca, Rhea, and was it Raquel?
Yes.
And the 3 of them, they had like a photo. They all had titles.
All had belts,
They're all like happy for each other. This is like, they were like the 3 after the 4 horsewomen. Like they were the big 3 after them. So yeah, I mean that match could be money as well. So there's a lot of different direction. After that though, I mean the only other favorite I can think of is Io Sky. She had a match with Liv Morgan for the title back in December, Saturday Night's Main Event. She did not win there. Io Sky, she's Damage Control has kind of just naturally turned babyface, and her and Bayley had a little stare off on Raw this week, even though they did tag together at War Games a couple months ago. So it's like they were cool then 2 months ago, but now they're like staring each other down. But then again, it's every woman for themselves when it comes to Rumble season.
Exactly.
Io did stare down Rhea Ripley a few weeks ago. Let me think. I'm trying to think, is anyone else from this list here? Who's your favorite? I have 3. I have Charlotte, Bianca, or Io as my 3 favorites here.
Oh, I'm deadlocked in Charlotte Flair.
Really? Okay.
Deadlocked in Charlotte Flair. We get Charlotte versus Tiffany at WrestleMania. Charlotte wins the title.
Wow. So isn't that the service of the Tiffany Stratton in her first title reign to lose it so quickly?
Little bit, but I think also if you think about it, like, and I know people don't like to hear this one, but it's like, I think her working with Charlotte, she can learn a lot over these next 2.5 months.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So it could be good character growth for that.
Yes.
Okay. And in-ring work as well.
And then especially if Charlotte's trying to come back. And granted, Tiffany is kind of strayed away from the mean girl, rich daddy pays for everything NXT gimmick.
Yes.
But now with Charlotte kind of having a similar thing, then they can kind of play off of each other. And it's like, I don't know. But I think Tiffany can really grow from working with Charlotte, however they do it over the next couple of months.
Gotcha. Okay. So if Charlotte wins, we get Charlotte, Tiffany, if Bianca wins, we could do Bianca, Rhea. I think that'd be great. And then Io, I think Io wins. She can go after Rhea as well. So yeah, there's 3 great potential
Don't
WrestleMania
forget, though, we learned this with Charlotte. The NXT title's up for grabs too if you win the Rumble. So we got the first Charlotte Rhea match.
Oh, that's right. But yeah, that was that was so many years ago now.
COVID mania.
I know. Wow. Oh my God. A long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Surprises. We talked about TNA, WWE working together. Potentially, maybe there's some TNA superstars show up. I think you fill out the next 16 entrants with other NXT. I mean, the NXT women's division right now is stacked. They have so many great talents there, so many great personalities, people who could do great in-ring work. I hope we see the NXT women's champion Julia there. Stephanie Vaquer, I hope shows up. Roxanne Perez, I'm sure is going to show up. Fallon Henley, maybe. Maybe Jada Parker. I mean, there's so many different women on that roster. I would love to see make an appearance from NXT. Is there anyone else from NXT that you would love to see maybe show up?
So are we getting into possible spoilers? What I've being reported. Okay, so you got a couple of those names right. Stephanie Vaquer for sure has been talked about for the Rumble.
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez for sure been talked about for the Rumble. Jada Parker in Indianapolis. Lash Legend in Indianapolis. Those are the 4 names that have been reported on the women's side from NXT so far.
Cool. Okay.
So as far as that does go, Roxanne for sure should be in the Rumble.
Yep.
Do whatever they're going to do with her at Vengeance Day. She's not going to win that triple threat with Bayley and Julia. Julia will retain the title, and then hopefully we get that call up for Roxanne after that.
I was gonna say, thank you for reminding me. We see Bayley and Roxanne been doing stuff on NXT and also on Raw.
Right.
I'm sure Roxanne will be the one to eliminate Bayley, and that will lead off into more of their storyline.
Exactly.
Cool. Jordan Grace, it's been rumored that her contract with TNA
be Austin, Texas for her mom's 50th birthday.
I know she's been tweeting that out, posting about that. No, but
she's an indie. She was seen at the airport by multiple people.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Jordan Grace, her contract with TNA was up, and it's been reported this week. She did sign with WWE, and so yes, she made an appearance last year. Was it last year as the TNA Knockouts champion? And that was the second time they did that because Mickie James showed up a few years ago as the TNA Knockouts champion. I wonder, let's see, who's the current TNA Knockouts champion right now? Oh, that's right, Masha Slamovich. She was at NXT a couple weeks ago. Maybe
she's feuding with Cora Jade right now. Cora was on TNA this past week as well. And showed up at the Genesis show.
Yeah, the Genesis show. I watched that one.
I don't know, since they're doing that NXT feud, I don't think at first I was like, oh yeah, cool, Masha in the Royal Rumble. But then they started the Cora feud, and I'm like, I don't see it now.
Okay. Well, I definitely think Jordan Grace will be in it for sure. As you said, she's in Indy already. And yeah, I'm kind of curious. At this point though, is there any like veterans or WWE Hall of Famers? They've kind of like over the last few years, they kind of went through a lot of the former women's wrestlers make appearances there. I'm trying to think.
There's the big one that's been talked about for the last 3 weeks, Nikki Bella.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Nikki Bella. She was on Raw on Netflix.
So she did the Raw on Netflix stuff. Then the word came out that from that, she started talking about maybe coming back and returning. Then she went on her Bella's podcast, Garcia's podcast, because they're not called the Bella Twins outside WWE. And she told Brie, she's like, if they were to want me back, I'd love to be back. I met a lot of the newer girls, this, that, so forth. Then she did an interview, I want to say, with Us Weekly, and kept saying, I want to go back. I want to go back. I'd love to do it. And so word is, spoiler alert, she's an indie. Her mom's an indie. Her brother's an indie. Why would her family be there if she's not making an appearance, at least making an appearance in the Rumble? If not, this be her return, whatever that's going to be, whether that's full-time back on the road or a couple feuds here and there like Trish Stratus did a few years ago.
Yeah. Well, shout out. Was it to you? You said they were leaving the steakhouse, St. Elmo Steakhouse in Indianapolis, which
was been reported. I saw 1 or 2 people put it on Twitter. I think I saw Nikki Bella's mom at St. Elmo Steakhouse. And then PW Insider reported that they got word from a reader that was there at the steakhouse that saw them.
Nice. Which I can say I've actually ate there. It's known for their very famous shrimp cocktail. I was there years ago when we were broadcasting from Indy when they held the Super Bowl there. Nice. And so, yeah, we went out there one night, had the shrimp cocktail. I could say personally, yes, it is very good. It is worth it. And I hope a lot of wrestling fans eat a lot of shrimp cocktails this weekend. Great spot, great food there. You're welcome, guys, for the plug. But yeah, Nikki Bella, she also said, like, didn't they patch things up with WWE or work things out? So that's yeah, I would love to see Nikki Bella back. So I wonder, would Brie be not too far behind then returning?
I don't know, because Brie and Brian in AEW, that's the big thing. Would she go to WWE while her husband is still associated with AEW?
That is true. And, you know, he's working a lot less now. He's retired from full-time wrestling to be home more. So right when he's been home for a few months, she would just go back on the road again. I don't know.
I don't know if I would say go back on the road. I don't think there'll be full-time every week on a Raw or SmackDown.
True. Okay.
More like a Roman Reigns schedule or even a Miz schedule or something like that. Yeah.
But then again,
Brie hasn't said anything. That's the thing. Brie hasn't said a single word on if she's even interested.
Exactly. But I'm just curious, though, you know, what they're going to do for money in the near future.
Nikki's newly single. She wants to get out there and do some things. And maybe she's like, hey, I got one last run in me. My son's still young. Let's get it done now.
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, she wants her son to see her wrestle maybe in person.
Right.
And yeah, no, you're right. I mean, Nikki is single now, and she unfortunately went through some terrible stuff in that breakup, and you know, wish her all the best. And so, yeah, I'm sure for her, she's like wants to live life again and go out there and have fun and compete. And so, I'm all for Nikki Bella enjoying life to the fullest and go out there. I do hope I'm fingers crossed I get to see the Bellas again at Bottle Rock. So,
cool.
so if anyone who doesn't know, Bottle Rock, it's a big music festival here in the Bay Area in Napa. And the Bellas are always there. I met them a few years ago at their tent because they have a wine together. And just one year, gotta be 3 years ago, they were there and I ran to the tent and I was wearing like a Stone Cold shirt or something. And I'm like, they probably saw me, this big guy with a wrestling shirt, like coming over to them.
Who's this Mark?
I know. We're at a music festival. We're supposed to be around music fans. There's wrestling fans everywhere, but they were super nice. Got to meet them there.
Telling me you weren't wearing a Green Day shirt?
I know. I will this year. Green Day is one of the headliners for this year. I'm super excited for that. And but yeah,
I've been getting into Green Day. He's been listening to their music.
Oh, love it. If you need any recommendations, please let me know. I got
it.
I got a ton of choices for them. I can make a playlist for him. But yeah, no, super nice. And yeah, enjoy their wine as well. The Bellas have great wine. I'll say that. So okay, so I think that's it. Anything else from the Women's Rumble to be able to look forward to, pay attention to?
I mean, every time Punk is asked about AJ, he kind of plays it coy. So yesterday he was on Pat McAfee's show, and he's like, they're wrapping up the show and everything. Yeah. And he was like, so Pat, I'm going to see you in the Rumble. And he's like, no, I'm not in the Rumble. But what, we're going to see your wife? And he's like, my wife's not in the Men's Royal Rumble. And then Connor, who's one of the co-hosts, goes, oh, wink, wink, wink. You said not in the Men's Rumble. Wink, wink, wink.
And then even CM Punk was doing like a backstage thing with Jackie Redmond, and she asked him.
Yeah, so Jackie was asking all the women, what surprise would you like in the Men's Rumble? And she was asking a bunch of men, what surprise would you like in the Women's Rumble? And he's like, I got one that I can't say. It's a surprise. He's like, I'd get in trouble if I tried to say something here. So I don't know. And then McAfee brought that up too. And he was just like, no, she's at home taking care of Larry. AJ ain't there. She's taking care of Larry.
Yeah. So it would be great if AJ.
Oh, that'd
AJ
be amazing.
If he does come back here.
That place would lose 65,000 plus, lose their minds.
And because she hasn't been doing anything lately. Her working agreement with Women of Wrestling that ended a while back, and so no, it would just be cool. I think this new era of WWE, they're all about patching up relationships with previous employers. You know, case in point, Nikki Bella and all that. So I think that'd be cool for AJ Lee to come back there.
So the last thing she did wrestling wise was she was on season 2 of the show Heels.
That's right.
But
okay.
Here's the one thing that I think a lot of people overlooked. She had a stunt double for wrestling. I don't know how much of the matches she did herself. She had a double.
Interesting.
She had a double.
Okay, well maybe just being protective. Didn't want to
hurt herself. I didn't hear Punk having a double, but she literally posted on Instagram a picture of her double with her them together.
Gotcha. I wonder if it's the same. Oh no, Selena Vega played her in the Paige movie.
Yes, and
then Wrestling with My Family.
Blanchard was Paige. She did the wrestling as Paige.
Oh, really? You
didn't know it was Tessa?
No. Okay.
Yeah, when they did that whole thing in that Raw
setting. I'll have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, it was Tessa Blanchard who played. Florence Pugh didn't do the wrestling there. Yeah. I don't know what wrestling. I know she trained a little bit.
The new Black Widow in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right. But so I know she trained a little bit, but when they did that spot there, when they had to take the big bumps, it was Tessa. The Rock brought in Tessa.
Cool. Okay. Interesting. Well, not cool for Tessa. Obviously, there's a lot of negative stuff around Tessa Blanchard, rightfully so. She's got a lot of issues around her, and we'll see what happens. That's part of the conversation I want to have with you about the TNA WWE working agreement. Where could this go? So I just meant cool as far as using actual wrestlers for that scene there. So all right, let's talk about the men's Royal Rumble match now. So far they announced 18 participants or entrants out of the 30. So LA Knight, John Cena, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Damian Priest, Santos Escobar, and Jacob Fatu. Well, okay, what direction we go here? So
wait, Jacob's official? Because that's the last night's SmackDown. I didn't hear him say I'm in official declared.
Interesting.
I mean, it's probably, but like I said, as of SmackDown last night, I didn't see anything that showed him on a graphic.
Okay.
And maybe I missed it, but I didn't see that. But it could have been since then announced on like a social media thing or somewhere.
It's also Wikipedia. Maybe someone just put it in there. So
I mean, I would assume he's in the match.
Yeah, it would be cool here. Well, so for weeks, the early favorite was John Cena, the betting odds, and now CM Punk has jumped up in the last 24 hours.
Well, not even that. It's since
few hours.
10 something Central Time, because it was around 10 o'clock. Between 9 and 10 Central Time.
Okay. I'll just say, let's just talk about the build. I've been loving the build to this Royal Rumble match for the men's. As far as over the last month, they've planted a lot of Easter eggs and different people confronting each other. Whether how any of this stuff plays out this weekend, they're at least laying the foundation for future matchups down the road. Like a month from now, 2 months, 6 months from now, a year from now, they have all these different confrontations, people approaching each other that could be used for future builds for matches. So I'll just give Triple H and the creative team credit here as far as the build to this Royal Rumble. A lot of people confronting each other, talking to each other. They can go so many different directions. Let's just talk. Yeah, who's your early favorite here? Who do you think should win the Rumble match here?
So I'm kind of down to 2, CM Punk and Seth Rollins, and I think the winner of that then goes and challenges Gunther for the world title. But if I have to pick one, maybe Seth. If I have to just pick one, I know a lot of people are saying CM Punk. He's now the betting odds favorite, but I don't know. Something just keeps standing out to me with Seth.
Why Seth? Because okay.
And I'll just give you my quick dirty here. And maybe because I'm still thinking Vince is booking the show, and it's like Punk got the big win on the Netflix debut.
Yes.
Because Seth is going to get his flowers in the Rumble.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I was wanted to ask you is okay. One thing also I was going to touch on, I do love about the Triple H era of creative here, or at least something I've noticed they've been focusing on. And maybe this is the Cody effect, if you want to call it that. They're really focusing on what are people's stories going into WrestleMania. What is my story that I need to finish? Case in point, CM Punk, the last few weeks, has been emphasizing his story, or the one last thing he wants to accomplish in his very legendary career is main eventing a WrestleMania. How's it going to go about that? Some people are assuming maybe that's the favor to Paul Heyman he needs, whatever the case may be. Also, John Cena, his story is just, this is his last year wrestling full time, or before he retires. So this whole year is about John Cena. And for him, he wants to win another championship. He knows he can't just take someone else's spot. He needs to earn it. So when he declared for the Rumble back on January 6th for the Raw on Netflix premiere, he entered for the Rumble so he can win that title. Obviously, that's a story that they're going to try to tell throughout this year. Is he going to break the title reign record that him and Ric Flair are tied for? That's his story.
Title reign record. Rick's real number is 21, but
I know. So that's John Cena's story. Is can he win another championship before he retires?
100%.
Yeah. So that's his story there. I know he's not declared, but I know Sheamus, he lost to Braun Breaker last weekend.
Should be in.
Yeah, he should be. But yeah, I know Sheamus lost last week at the Braun Breaker. Great hard hitting match there. Took a spear from Braun Breaker, busted rib that cost him the match. He couldn't do his kick. Oh my god, why am I blanking on his finisher? Sheamus's bro kick. I was gonna say Claymore. I'm like, no, that's Drew McIntyre. But he couldn't do the bro kick, busted rib. His story is he wants to finish his story of winning the IC title. That's the only title he has not won. So
he keeps saying, if I win the IC title, I will be the first ultimate Grand Slam champion.
Ultimate. So what? As far
winning
as
every belt, winning the Rumble, winning Money in the Bank, and then King of the Ring.
Oh my god! Wow, that is a really tremendous accomplishment there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, good for him. So yeah. So Sheamus, that's his story he needs to finish. So you can see here, I like that they're really setting up a lot of different stories here of like what are different wrestlers' goal that they need to accomplish either at WrestleMania season or at some point this year. So there's a lot to look forward to in this Rumble match. I'm part of me was like early on, I was like, okay, it's gonna be John Cena that wins, but then does he face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania? And I feel like in order for John Cena to break that title record, the title reigns record, I think he needs more hills to accomplish, adversity to overcome.
So
you get what I'm saying?
You want my fantasy booking of it all?
What's that?
Okay, so my fantasy booking is Cena came out on the Raw Netflix thing and said, I can't get it done by myself anymore. I haven't won a singles match on my own since 2018. He hasn't won a match since he fought Triple H in Saudi.
That's the last one.
That's the last singles match that was televised. He's won a couple house shows and this, that. He won a tag match with LA Knight and whatnot. But
that's right. Yeah.
He hasn't won a singles match in over 2,000 days. It's been since 2018.
Well, remember he came back and faced the Bloodline on that. Remember, because was it 1 year? He's like, I've wrestled at least one match every year for what 20-something years.
But he didn't win. He didn't win he hasn't won a singles match.
Okay, but that was a tag match, right? Was it with Kevin Owens or
the LA Knight won at Fastlane?
Or no, but remember he was like the year's almost up. It was like a December SmackDown.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? It was that 2021 or 22. He's like, I've not wrestled this year. I need to wrestle at least once to
it was
keep
a tag match with Kevin Owens, I believe, when they were leading into a Kevin Owens Roman Reigns Royal Rumble title match.
Yeah, to keep the streak going of at least wrestling once every year for the last 20 years. So yeah.
But
that was a tag match. Yeah, you're right.
So my thing is, Cena says that I can't get the job done anymore. Can I really do this? And I don't want handed anything. I want to earn it. So I think he's going to go into the Rumble.
Yeah.
I don't know. Come in early, come in late, whatever. It doesn't matter. I think Cena is one of the final two. And we think he's going to win. And he comes down to it. He comes up short again. So he's all dejected and down on himself. Yep. Then he goes in and goes, there's another way for me to get to WrestleMania, Elimination Chamber. And that's where he eventually gets that win, is inside the chamber.
Cool. Yeah, I'm with you.
He gets to WrestleMania and faces. The rumor right now is him and Cody, which plays into what Cody was saying back in, when was Bad Blood? October?
Yep. October 5th.
When he said on the McAfee show, because McAfee's like, oh, you go face Rock at WrestleMania? He goes, we actually got a plan that no one has even mentioned or thought about online. So now that you think about it, it's got to be Cena. And it's got to be Cena that they've been planning for months now.
Do you want Cena to win that title at WrestleMania, or you think he should push it off until later in the year?
I think it depends on how often we're going to see Cena as the champion. If we're going to see him a couple times a month, cool. But if he does Roman Reigns and we see him once a month, then I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, I do. And that's the thing, though. If we know he's going to win the title at some point this year, when he does win it, is it going to be a long reign? Obviously, it's not going to be into 2026. So it's going to win it and then drop it at some point at the end of the year.
Right.
And he's going to help put over someone else. So that's the thing. It's like, does he win at WrestleMania and then has it all throughout late spring and the summer? Maybe drops it at SummerSlam. And then,
or does he hold it and he gets beaten his final match in December?
Yeah,
for the title. That's the thing.
So, I know there's a lot. It's a lot to think about here in Cena's involvement.
Just think about the final shot of night 2 of WrestleMania. Cena standing on the top of the stage, belt over one shoulder, salute, and then the show goes off the air.
And what says it'll be his 18th Is that correct? 17. Sorry.
Yeah, so, got the graphic behind him 17 times.
World champion.
And the cool John Cena graphic font and all that.
And they'll have t-shirts ready to go that night. So I'm with you from a money standpoint, merch standpoint. Yes. And great, beautiful shot and in WrestleMania on a high note. I could see that. Yeah. CM Punk is another early favorite now. I mean, I love that promo.
But here's the weird thing. Here's the thing. They also tease, if we're thinking Cena and Cody, they also tease Cena and Punk on Raw.
Oh, that's right.
At the end of Raw.
Well, CM Punk, I was just going to say, I love that promo with him and Cody Rhodes this past Monday. Same. I mean, God, the emotions between the two.
Fantastic.
It's amazing as far as like older brother, little brother vibes. Like they came up kind of together around the same time. CM Punk. If you guys watch Raw, you know what I'm talking about here, but more or less just paraphrasing, CM Punk's like, can you really handle being champion? I did it before. It's tough on your family, your friends, your life. Like it's going to get to you at some point. Like you got me. And then, just be prepared. You're doing all the media rounds, everything that's being a world champion comes with it. However, there's someone getting ready to take you out. And then he says, I'm that guy that's ready to take you out. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to stab you in the back. I'm going to stab you in the front. I
love that line.
I'm telling you to your face, I'm going to win the Rumble and I'm going to beat you for it. So yeah, and that's a good babyface, strong babyface promo. Like, listen, I respect everything you're doing. However, I want that too, and I'm going to take it from you. So I respect it's a strong babyface versus babyface promo right there that still creates tension and drama between the two. And that's something I do respect as far as the Triple H era of creative. You're giving these wrestlers different layers to their character. And listen, it's not black and white. It's like babyface versus heel. Everyone has, what's the word? Dimensions to them, and no one is perfect. There's a lot of gray area. People want to, and it's true emotions. We're all human beings. We're not perfect people ourselves. We all have different tendencies and different relationships with people. And so I like how they explore that with these characters, if that makes sense, what I'm getting at there. So, and then
one other thing with Punk really fast that a lot of people missed. So if you watch Survivor Series, show ends, you turn the show off, you don't go to the post show. But soon as the post show started with Jackie Redmond talking to CM Punk as they're walking up the ramp going to the back, and Punk was just like, all right, I'm over with this. Gunther, I'm coming for you in the World Heavyweight Championship, just offhandedly saying it. So he's already also put those intentions and those feelers out there of, hey, he may also just want to go after Gunther.
And that's the thing too. Like, I do kind of feel bad for Gunther. Like, he is a world champion, but everyone's kind of focused on winning and going after Cody Rhodes. I don't think enough attention is going towards Gunther. Now, granted, Gunther, he is what he is as far as he's a great in-ring worker. They're trying to give him more character development on Raw over the last year or 6 months since he's been champion, since he won it at SummerSlam. I think they're trying to give him some more layers in this. It is WWE, emphasis on the entertainment. He is a true pure pro wrestler, but it's a little unfortunate. I feel like they're not giving enough attention to Gunther here. And so I hope he's champion come WrestleMania season.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier, in past things that I've been talking about this. I thought that it would have been great if Cena challenged Gunther. And then they could have had a whole nother layer, not just Cena going for 17, but Cena doing it for America. And the old dastardly foreign heel.
Yeah, that is true.
Cena gets some nice red, white, and blue gear for WrestleMania and comes out waving the flag. Don't make him like the new Hogan or anything, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's an old school playbook for WWE storytelling back in the day. So I'm curious though, if anyone here who could win that's believable who would go after Gunther instead of Cody Rhodes.
Well, so it's Seth. If Seth Rollins wins, I wholeheartedly think he goes after Gunther because he wants that world title back that he brought back into the picture 2 years ago.
Yeah, he established it. He became the workhorse. He was the first champion of this new era of the World Heavyweight title, was the workhorse, busted body, his legs, his back, everything, put his body on the line, defend that for, he was champion for 7-8 months, I want to say, roughly off the top of my head, if I had to guess.
I can look it up.
So, it means a lot to him. But real quick, also, this potentially could be one of the all-time great Royal Rumbles just from star power alone. Listen, I know the 1992 Royal Rumble, a lot of people view as the greatest Rumble era ever. A lot of people view the 1992 Rumble as the greatest of all time, as far as just from star power, all the legends that were in there. And the fact that the title was on the line for the winner, who was Ric Flair, won it from the 3 spot. But you look at all the wrestlers that wrestle in that match are all-time legends that us fans to this day
Bobby Heenan on commentary in that match too.
Yes, Bobby Heenan on commentary. But that match, as far as the roster who competed that night, it's the all-time greats that us fans still look back on very fondly. People cosplay as, dress up as, buy the action figures of, buy the merch for. It is one of the all-time greats.
Not to keep harping on this 92 Rumble. So I just did a rewatch of it. So I did like a watch along on the channel for channel members and subscribers and stuff. Nice. And I had never paid attention before to this fact that apparently in the Rumble, you can't eliminate yourself, because Macho Man Randy Savage goes after Jake, literally pulled a ricochet, jumped right over the top rope to the floor.
Yeah.
And the referees are like, you're not eliminated. You need to get back into this ring for like a good 3 or 4 minutes. And all he wants to do is fight Jake on the outside that he already threw out. And so commentary's like, well, he wasn't officially thrown out by anybody, so he eliminated himself, which I guess isn't right.
So I can't remember. Did Macho Man come back into the ring?
And then eventually gets eliminated. I forget by who.
Okay.
He does. They eventually get him back in there.
Well, because I was thinking this year, Logan Paul announced for the Rumble this past Monday. And Logan Paul is a heel. He said, everyone says you got to eliminate 29 others. Nuh-uh. You just got to eliminate one.
I love that line.
The last person.
Why has no one ever said that before?
Yes. So I wonder if Logan Paul, I know he might have some fun, high-flying spots in this. I wonder if Logan Paul will be the kind to roll out under the ring and just wait on the outside and wait till everyone eliminates themselves and runs back in.
Pat McAfee actually had a really good strategy. They tried pitching both to Sheamus and CM Punk.
Okay.
Grab the bottom rope, hug it, and then just hold on tight.
Yes.
Which is Punk goes, but then what if they keep kicking me and knocking me out? And Pat goes, they're going to lift your lifeless body and throw you over the top rope? And Punk goes, of course they're going to grab me no matter what and throw me out.
But that's true. Technically, you can roll out under the ring because it's not over the top ropes. And you
Vince
can
did it.
Yeah, you could chill on the outside, whatever. I mean, what was it? The year, was it Roman Reigns won when, 2015, where everyone booed him? Miro. 14. But Miro, Rusev, he came out because when Roman thought he won initially after eliminating, was it Rey Mysterio? Was that Rey Mysterio?
I believe, I can't remember exactly. I just remember Rock was there and they eliminated Rusev.
But Roman thought he won, but the bell didn't ring yet. And then Rusev came running in because he was hiding under the ropes and all that stuff. And then Roman eliminated him, and then he ultimately won, got booed. The Rock came out, all that stuff. We all know what happened. But anyway, I'm saying that is strategy if I'm a heel. And I'm sorry, Logan Paul might try to do that. He comes in the match and then just rolls out under the ring and sit on commentary drinking a Prime bottle.
I need to get a Prime from the hydration station.
Yeah, and just chill for like 10 minutes before he comes back in.
I can see it.
I can totally see that. That'd be a funny heel character moment there. Jacob Fatu, hypothetically speaking, if he's in this match, what a breakthrough last week.
Brock 2020 spot and eliminate 10 to 13 people.
Yeah, so Saturday night's main event last weekend, he lost DQ to Braun Strowman, but destroyed him with all the hip attacks, the moonsaults. He's been getting more promo time as far as walking to the ring, cutting promos. Call back to some of his MLW promos, like I'm King Kong and Godzilla and one. And great promo last night with him and Damian Priest saying, we're both from the streets. You got your hair braided. Don't get it twisted.
I love that.
Oh my God.
They locked me in that box.
And they've been very vocal that Jacob Fatu's past. He was arrested, was in jail.
I want you to know he's a bad MFer.
And, Solo came back a couple weeks ago after he lost to Roman Reigns for the Ula Fala on the Raw Netflix premiere. Crowd was booing him. He didn't say anything. He just walked away. But Jacob was staring at him like disappointed. Like, dude, you're leaving me hanging in the ring. And since then, it seemed like Jacob Fatu's using that as motivation to be his own man, be his own leader now. And what a breakout week it's been for him as far as destroying Braun Strowman, confronting Damian Priest, and cutting this awesome promos either backstage, walking to the ring, or in the ring. You listen to him speak and you just believe every single word he's saying. He speaks with such passion and emotion. And we just love Jacob Fatu. Obviously, he's a Bay Area guy, even with the yada mean. Right? Sorry if I butchered that. But, in his promos, like, we love Jacob Fatu here in the Bay Area. He's one of our guys, and we wish nothing but success for him. And what a breakout week. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on Jacob's performance over the last couple of weeks since Solo disappeared?
Oh no, I think everyone's finally seeing what we've all known. Like,
yes,
I've maybe seen Jacob Fatu live once, if I'm remembering correctly, but I've watched a lot of his MLW stuff, and he's the reason I would watch MLW. Like, granted, all intents and purposes, MLW sends me the screener of all their shows and stuff to review and talk about. But it's usually good when back in the day when it's like Jacob Fatu's on the show, he's defending the title. Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch this one for sure.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
And it's like, I've seen a lot of the stuff. We've seen him do these, and what we haven't seen yet in WWE. We've seen the multiple moonsaults. We haven't seen the springboard one yet. When he does that springboard moonsault, where he jumps up, the feet off the ropes, and then people are gonna lose their minds when he does that one.
There's so much of his offense, his offensive moveset we have not seen yet. Like, fans are in, and I like this. It's been a slow burn since his debut in WWE. He's been Solo's like right hand man, and like a lot of people thought,
you, Solo.
Yeah, thought people want to see him like break out right away. No, it's been a slow burn, and I like now we're getting Jacob Fatu unleash, and you're going to enjoy it even more because you've been like slowly seeing him build up to this moment. And so I'm glad that they've been patient with this. And now, Solo's away, and now we get to see Jacob Fatu really break out on his own. And dude, he can be the top heel for the SmackDown brand.
Easily.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
I said it before, give him the world championship in the main event of WrestleMania. Like, the way he's been killing it these last 2 weeks, it's like, boom, there's your guy right there. There's your big bad, no one can beat me because I'm better than everybody heel.
And you talk about his offensive moveset. I believe a lot of it is influenced by Tajiri, ECW legend. So I believe it's Tajiri that Jacob has said he's been heavily influenced by him. So Jacob, as a big guy, is using a lot of Tajiri's moveset there. So I got to double check that. Let me see. I'm gonna just do a quick.
Plus, we all know he's got to go out here and beat people up and make money because he got all them kids.
Yeah. Let's see. I just seen if I remember there's a quote somewhere, I believe. Let me see. There was something. Yeah, I thought I remember Jacob saying like Tajiri was an influence on him. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm
we've seen him do that. What is it that Tajiri's done that just do in the past? The handspring into the ropes in the back with the elbow. We've seen him do that on SmackDown.
Okay. Yeah. That's So okay, I'm not going crazy here. But anyway, but yeah, Jacob Fatu, I hope he has a strong performance here. There's gonna be I'm excited with in Penta. I mean,
Penta's supposed to get a good showing. That's the word. Penta's supposed to get a good showing tonight.
I mean, obviously, since he signed with WWE away from AEW, his presentation's been amazing.
I mean, apparently, you walk into the Superstore they got in Indianapolis. Boom, Penta. You just see a big graphic of Penta.
His signage, and they're already making masks and all this merch. I mean, it makes you.
And then he did. So, did you see the video of him going to the children's hospital?
No.
So they had him. There's this video going around from yesterday or the day before. He went and visited this sick Latino kid, and he went in there to speak Spanish, the whole family and everything. Cool. And he gives the kid a mask, and it's like, this is your new Rey Mysterio 1000%.
It makes you wonder
why.
Just
wait till Phoenix comes.
Yes.
You've got Penta, who's the perfect personality, and then Phoenix, who is the better worker. Not saying Penta's not good in the ring, but like in the ring, Phoenix is the better worker.
Yeah.
But as a unit, these two are going to do so good for WWE.
It makes you wonder AEW didn't do more of this back in the day, just making merch, the mask, and all that stuff, and take advantage of it.
Hologram masks.
And kudos to Penta. He was doing media this week, doing interviews and stuff. So I give him credit.
Like, he's all in.
Yeah, so like, and I didn't realize, he's doing a great job doing all these interviews and stuff. So I think it's awesome that they're really pushing him already in these last few weeks, and his presentation's been phenomenal. And I know Ray Phoenix is they added time on his AEW contract with injury. I think it's great spreading the two out, because let Penta debut on its own, let him do his thing for months, and then one day when he needs help, Ray Phoenix can be there to make the save. If Penta down the road is getting beat up by someone, he needs some help, and Ray officially signs down the road in the future, he can make the save, and then you get the Lucha Brothers reunion that way, and it would be more impactful versus both of them debuting at the same time as they did. So I'm all for that. So Penta's gonna be awesome. Looking forward to that. Yeah, I mean, we talked about Sami Zayn earlier, where direction for him. Jey Uso, he lost to Gunther last week at Saturday Night's Main Event. Do you think Jey Uso could be the one to dethrone Gunther at some point?
No. Like, he's over really big because of the entrance.
Yeah.
And he's a great promo. He's superb in the ring. I just don't see him as the world champion.
Yeah, and that's what I wondered about that too. Is like, what is his?
He's got the star power, but not the I'm the top guy, face of the company, Cody Gunther, John Cena, Roman Reigns guy.
Yeah, I wonder what is Jey Uso's ceiling. So I wonder if we already hit that already. So
and again, that could be, like you said, he's got a ceiling. It could be the ceiling they've already put on him of his tag team guy for 15 years.
We have talked about Roman Reigns, his first Rumble match in 5 years. The last one was 2020 that Drew McIntyre eliminated him, and Drew won, leading to his
the now
win.
Called YTC.
Yeah, that's right. He has a new merch T-shirt you told me earlier. So yeah, Roman Reigns, like, that's a big deal. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this Rumble match, depending how it plays out and everyone's performance and who wins, this could be just as good or even better than the 1992 Rumble. I think 2000, 2001 is another really...
It was a big stacked Rumble.
01 was a big stacked Royal Rumble. I think that's a lot of people's like second favorite. So yeah, this has the star power to be one of the all-time greats. And that's not talking about like surprises.
Yeah.
I would love to see Joe Hendry, the new TNA champion, there. And I think you said he's there, right? Or he's been at WrestleCon and stuff.
Yeah, he's in town.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Apparently, his line to get autographs at WrestleCon yesterday was insane.
Really?
Like, just Hardy Boy level line.
Okay.
Like, when you think of like who's got the longest lines at a signing at a convention, it's usually the Hardys. Joe Hendry was right there.
I do want to shout out, for us here in Northern California, he will be at Stockton Con in a couple weeks, actually. Because I know, here we go. Let's see. He's doing Saturday, February 15th at the Stockton Con there at the Stockton Arena. So for everyone, check it out. There it is. Nice. You can see Joe Hendry will be there. So get your tickets for that. I know it's Jericho Cruise in a couple days. So I hope Joe Hendry shows up. That'd be great. Randy Orton, I'm sure it will make an appearance as well. Is there any other major surprises? Do you think The Rock will show up? Or
I don't think The Rock shows up because The Rock right now can't get hurt legally. Yes. No, legally. They have between now and I want to say April, they have reshoots for Moana, the live action.
The live action, okay.
So he legally can't get hurt. And as we've seen, you can get hurt just about doing anything.
Yes.
Kevin Nash tore a quad walking in the ring.
Or Nash.
But as far as like other surprises, there was a couple reports out that no one's seen Randy Orton yet. So either they're keeping him super hidden or he's not there. I don't know. Okay. AJ Styles is in Indy. He's been spotted.
Oh, he's been spotted. Okay. I know he's been injured, so maybe he's ahead of schedule there.
Well, yeah, because I know someone asked him on social media end of December, hey, how's it going? He said this has been a very challenging injury.
And it could be just a deflection. Get people
maybe
off.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But apparently, like, it was another out of nowhere, just what the heck happened injury. But then
that was with Carmelo Hayes, man.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And so other things, someone might be taking a gore because Rhino's there and was seen being whisked away by a WWE person to a private room at the hotel.
Interesting. Okay.
So Rhino may be giving somebody a gore in the Rumble tonight. We know Cena's in town. Trick Williams is in town. We haven't seen him doing any media.
Right. Netflix NXT call ups or NXT appearances. So yeah, I'd love to see Trick Williams in there, and then he confronts Carmelo Hayes, their history together. I wonder if Obafemi. I don't know if they'll put him in there. If Julia is not going to be in women's, I don't know if they'll have the NXT champion in it.
Omos is backstage at the Rumble. He just dropped. So he won, and then 2 weeks later forfeited the Noah tag titles.
Yeah, the GHC tag titles, and he won. So
he's there.
So maybe he can play the role of like what Braun Strowman's done in the past, to be the big giant that everyone's trying to eliminate. Right. So that'd be good for Omos. He hasn't done anything in WWE in a long time, especially since MVP left and went to AEW.
Yeah.
So his mouthpiece is gone.
Here's an interesting new update for the Women's Rumble. Jade Cargill is not backstage.
Interesting. Okay.
We're told she's expected to be at the Performance Center this week for the 4th week in a row training in Orlando, according to PW Insider.
Wow. Hopefully everything's okay with her just coming back from injury. So yeah, I mean, like I could see John Cena winning and then challenge Cody Rhodes, win the title at WrestleMania. CM Punk winning. That way he can be in the main event of WrestleMania. That's his story. I mean, those are my top 2 favorites right there. I know it's kind of obvious, but that's the thing. They've been doing a good job of trying to lay out the foundation of different directions they can go. And like, there's so many different possibilities here. Seth Rollins, as you said, could be another favorite.
Yes.
Maybe they could do Seth versus. How would they do Seth?
They've teased him and Gunther.
Okay, so Seth versus Gunther. That's right, because Seth did confront him.
And he said, so he confronted him on Raw this week, but he has said, I can't remember exactly when it was, but it was a couple of weeks ago. Maybe it was back in December, where he was like, hey, I'm the one that brought that title back and made it something. I want it back.
Okay. So, yeah, because I do want to give some love to Gunther, and I don't want him against Goldberg. I don't want that. So please, Seth win just so Goldberg doesn't get a match with Gunther at Mania. So,
also another new PW Insider report: Becky Lynch is in town, but it is not known if she's going to be in the Rumble. So here's my thing: if she's in town, it's only for one of 2 things: either she's in the Rumble or she's there to watch Seth win.
Exactly. Yep. Okay. So yeah, we'll see what happens, man. Well, I know we can keep talking, but yeah, we gotta get this episode out there for you guys to listen before the Rumble starts. So on that note, let's start wrapping things up. So Tim, thank you first off. Yeah, thank you for your time today.
Oh, anytime.
And yes, please let them know how the Kliqsters can follow you and all the stuff that you do for the wrestling world out there.
So the main of my work is on YouTube, Pro Wrestling Unlimited, but you can follow us on all other social medias: Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, Threads, Twitter, or X, if you want to call it that.
I need to get on Blue Sky. Blue Sky.
Blue Sky's been a slow build for me.
Good. Okay, I need to get there.
A slow burn of gaining followers there and whatnot. Not the greatest yet. Plus, they're hindered. They got some hindrances, like you can't post videos that are such and such megabytes big or nothing over 60 seconds. So that's another thing. So yeah, but we're on all of those, either at PW Unlimited or PW or Pro Wrestling Unlimited on like Instagram and stuff, because for some reason it was already taken 10 years ago. But most of them is just at PW Unlimited. And then you can find all my personal stuff, my video game streams and so forth at Timmy Buddy.
Awesome. Well, like I said, thank you again for all your help as always for everything.
Oh, for sure. We gotta do that TNA one.
Yes, we gotta do TNA next week. I've been trying to get Mike Gilbert on as well. Talk about that. He reviews TNA on Mike and JD YouTube channel, and I think also Voices of Wrestling, I believe. So, but yeah, I'm Baby Huey. Follow me on Facebook at Baby Huey Official, Twitter and Instagram at Baby Huey 83. Of course, at In The Kliq on social as well. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not done so. And if you want to email us, In The Kliq, KLIQ at gmail.com. Happy Royal Rumble weekend. Enjoy it. Have some fun, and looking forward to a review at some point. And on that note, let's go home. And that's the bottom line, because Huey said so.